the reason I wanted to do this was because I almost janked off my own earbuds. Um, is because there's big changes coming, huge changes. Um, let's see. In August, I'll be moving back to the Netherlands. I've lived in Japan here in where we live now. I've lived here 5 years. Um, we lived here through my husband's work. So I'm on a spousal visa, like a family visa. Um, his maximum contract duration is 5 years. 5 years are up. We gotta go, basically. We could have maybe found work in Japan if we really wanted to stay, but I'm kind of ready for change. I'm ready for Western civilization again, if that makes sense. So we are working towards moving back in August. We had some plans of maybe going to America, living in LA for a while, but yeah, those plans didn't go through. So we were like, you know what? Let's just go back to the Netherlands. We're almost, well, Pike is 30. I'm almost 30. So we're thinking of starting a family soon. Because, like, in a couple of years, probably. So we want to have our kids in the Netherlands anyway. So it felt probably best to just go back home. And of course, it's going to be a huge ordeal because we have so much shit here. If you live in a place for 5 years and you have to just like moving in itself is annoying enough. Moving to a different country is a whole different piece of work. Because we have 2 cats as well, so figuring that out has been already quite stressful. But yeah, the current plan is right now. It's been changed. It's changed a couple times, but my current plan is to fly back home August 3rd. With Big Boss. He's been approved to fly with me, so I can take him in a bag with me on the plane. So he'll be like with me, not in like luggage area or anything. He'll just be like under my seat. I take him with me, and then Pika will fly a couple weeks later, about 2 weeks later, because he wants to be here for a certain festival. And he will take Quiet with him when he flies back 2 weeks later. What we're gonna do is my parents have a big house, and they used to rent the upper floor as like a separate apartment. And the girl who used to live there just moved out like 2 weeks ago. And my parents were like, you know what, we're kind of tired of having upstairs neighbors, so we're gonna leave it empty for a while. So I was like, well, if it's gonna be empty anyway, can I like use that as my hub while I find my own place? And that was fine. So August 3rd, flying back to my parents, move in upstairs basically, and from there try to find a place just immediately. The place is too small for Pike and I, but it's a perfect place to like be without being in the way of anyone with our cats and all of our shit until we find an actual place. Yeah, so that's super nice. That works out really well, because I was like, at first I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home, find a place, then fly back, and then once we have a place to go to, then we come with the cats and everything. But of course, it's super expensive. That would be like 2 whole tickets. But although my first ticket is already really expensive right now. But yeah, that would have just been an extra flight. So this way, I save $1,000 a flight, basically. So that's really nice. I save money there. So all I have to worry about now is like get the papers in order for Big Boss and Quiet, of course. They need to get like a chip so they can be ID'd. Basically, they just need like paperwork that says they're healthy and they got their shots and they were neutered, etc. And I just am gonna focus the next couple months on getting rid of all of my shit. I've started. I'm like throwing stuff away. I have a whole bag of books that I'm gonna bring to the bookstore to just give to them. Not gonna get any money for it, or maybe like 100 yen. So next couple months I'll still be just streaming like always, because more than ever now it's important to keep growing and keep earning the money, because it's going to be very expensive to move. I was thinking of doing donation goals at first, but I kind of decided against it recently. I was thinking of like moving and then getting a new computer basically. But what I'm gonna try now is I'm gonna take this computer apart, put all the parts like in static bags, anti-static bags, bubble wrap it, put it in a box, and then in my suitcase, and then hopefully everything survives. I'll just buy new monitors, new keyboard. I'll take my mouse. My microphone setup is coming with me. It's not too heavy. I'll buy like a new computer case and a new power supply in the Netherlands, and then I can just reassemble it at home, I think. So that should be fine. That should only be like maybe $500, $700 of new monitors and power supply and everything. Because I do want good monitors this time around. What shampoo I use? Actually, just yesterday I used the conditioner, so that's why it's like extra shiny. Let me think. So that's like the most important things. Like the current plan is getting rid of all of my shit, and then when I fly in August, I'm gonna take Big Boss with me and basically my computer. I'll have ordered all the parts I need and have it shipped to my parents, so that the day I arrive basically, or not the day I arrive, but then the next day or something, I can start with like reassembling my computer. I should basically be good to go. Like I should have my entire setup, so I can just keep streaming. Will you move to a cheese farm, start a side business? I wish. Start a new tier 4. Everyone, those in tier 4 would get a different cheese wheel. That would be amazing. I wouldn't mind going into cheese business. It's hard though to make cheese. It's very time consuming. That's a good one. But yeah, so I wanted to do like a donation goal for like the deposit on the new place and new computer and like tickets and stuff, but I feel like I should manage, and I'll just be like, you know, any donation or stuff I get, I will remind people like this is all going towards my move, so it's super helpful. But I don't feel like, I don't know, I don't feel like putting up like I need $3,000 or something. I feel like I should be able to manage, especially now that I don't have the second flight anymore and I'm gonna take my computer with me. And I need some money for it, but I should be able to pay for that. And of course, moving in with my parents for a little while until we find a new place saves me a lot of money, so... Oh! I got double hosted! Thank you! Still not fixed. Thank you so much! How are you doing, Dilzik? What were you playing? Pro EU Overwatch team. I'm not good, I'm not. But yeah, that's the current plan. I don't know, I guess I was thinking of putting up a bit boss and call the bit boss like my move and put it so that like only bits and donations go through. Man, I'm just gonna put the sound off for a bit because the double notifications are killing me. Renee, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. That really helps me out. Thank you. So yeah, I was thinking, because now normally BitBoss, you know, the thing in the corner with the HP, it's not on this screen, but it normally depletes with like follows, subs, resubs, donations, or bits. So I was thinking of setting the health to like an amount that I need, and then setting it so that only bits and donations deplete the health, and then work on like a donation goal in that way. Thank you, Renee. Thank you. Yeah, of course it would help me out, but I feel like I've been telling people about this for so long, and that's also what the Q&A this video is for. I'm gonna put this on YouTube as well so people know what's going on, and if they want to help me out they can, but I also feel like I don't really need to be in people's faces about it. It just means mostly the biggest impact for viewers will be that in August, most likely, the upload schedule is going to be very irregular and weird. Also about that, new schedule. I'm thinking of a new schedule. I'm thinking of being in Europe. I'm thinking of a 3-3 thing, meaning 3 days I'll stream midnight to 3 a.m., which is late. That is 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in America, East Coast. So, because of course now I'm mostly streaming for an American audience. And then 3 more days will be European time, which is 9 p.m. to midnight, which is 3 p.m., 6 p.m. EST. That's my current plan. And of course, there's also the private stream on GameWisp, which is now Saturday morning, if you're in America. I'm thinking of putting that on Saturday night. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna put up a poll for my private subs, and they can pretty much decide what's best for them. Yes, there are gonna be more EU streams. Basically you can make any of them, I don't know, depending on how late you normally go to bed. But if you're like me and you always go to bed at like around like 1:30 a.m., then you can basically make all of them, and half of them, at least half. Yeah, I'd say about 60% of my viewers is American. And other than that, it's like Canada, South America. So it's really all like that time zone. So I'm definitely gonna keep doing that. I'm also thinking of doing the earlier ones, the 9 p.m. midnight ones, on Saturday, Sunday, so that if you're free in the afternoon in America, you can still come watch. So that's kind of the idea I'm working on. It's not really set in stone or anything, because we'll just have to see what works and what doesn't. Also, one exciting thing, I want to do 1 night a week streaming together with my husband. And the ideal situation would be that we both have our own computers, we both have our own setups. I'm gonna get fiber where we're gonna live. I'm gonna get fiber, which is like, I'm gonna get 500 MB a second, I think. That should be enough so we could both stream at the same time, and then we can like do like a co-op thing once a week. Doesn't even have to be like a co-op game essentially, but necessarily, I mean. But it'll be really fun. Like, we were thinking of doing Resident Evil 5 again, but I was like, you know what, let's wait until we have our setup in the Netherlands, because then we don't have to use split screen. We can just like each stream from our own thing and then put it on our own channels, and it'll be better cross promotion, if that makes sense. But yeah, stuff like that. Working on some really fun stuff, and it's gonna be interesting, I think. So streams will continue about 6 days a week. One of those, I think I will do one of the days, I will be interchanging it with the private stream. So one of the streams, probably like a Saturday or Sunday, will be like private, public, like week in, week out, that kind of switcheroo. The Netherlands doesn't have super good internet, no. It depends on where you are. Like, not everywhere has fiber either, so when I'm gonna search for a place, I have to make sure I'm gonna find a place that has fiber, that is fiber compatible, basically. I do already know like what plan I'm gonna get and stuff, so yes. Because generally my Saturday evening streams are the best streams. They do really well. It's a really nice audience. It's like the time where Europeans and Americans can both watch. So I think more of those kind of time zone streams will do well. But we'll have to see. We'll just have to like implement it, see what works out, maybe change it after a while. But yeah, that's the plan. Planning to keep studying to work with translation and maybe teaching. I mean, my translation stuff is still gonna go on as long as there's patrons, basically. We're doing Fatal Frame 4 right now again. I'm working on Shin Hayarigami, of course. I'm proofreading the official English translation right now, and I'm gonna do the extra chapters Deathmark is still not finished. I have a bunch of PS1 and PS2 Japan only games that I still want to do. So there's like years of content still in the works. So my Japanese is definitely gonna stay active. Yeah, any other questions? That was like what I wanted to say. So this is the current plan. Couple months I'm gonna move. Shouldn't have a big impact on my streaming. Still planning on keep on doing it the same way. Just a little bit of a time switch, but the schedule is not really set in stone yet. We have a couple more months until August. August is going to be hectic, but I'm still going to keep on streaming, maybe a little bit less as I get settled, but that should be the plan. Yes, the other Shin Harigami chapters. I am under an NDA with that company, but I kind of want to ask them if it's okay if I record it and then put it out as a Let's Play, because otherwise it's really hard right now for me to manage both Shin Harigami and my own translations for YouTube because it's so time consuming. So I kind of want to like combine those for a little bit. If they are okay with that, but we'll have to see, because with the NDA I don't want to like trespass or like break any rules, you know. Doki Doki? I did play Doki Doki, but it was private streams. Yeah, I hope everything works out. It's very stressful when they whenever something doesn't really go well. Like at first I contacted the airline. I was like, okay, I want to change the date, and because I want to fly with my cat. So I was like, I want to have my cat with me, this and this, and they were like, okay, let's set your ticket to this date, and then we'll put in a request to travel with your cat. A couple days later, I checked my I didn't even get a notification or anything. Like, I just checked the status of my ticket, and it was set like pet unavailable. I was like, what does that mean? They were like, oh yeah, we set you on that flight, but the flight had actually already reached the maximum number of allowed pets. I was like, what the fuck? They like have me pay 330 euros to change my flight to that day, and then they tell me my cat can't go with me. They're like, yeah, we can put your cat in the luggage hold. I was like, no, that was not the deal. My cat's going with me. And they're like, oh, well, let's try this date then. It'll just cost you another $150. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? So I just sent them a message like, I don't agree with this. I feel like this is your mistake. I don't have to pay for another date change. And that's how it's going to be. And then it was quiet. And then after a couple days, I was like, what's the deal? What are we going to do? And then I think some manager or something picked it up because their entire tone changed, and they were like, we set you for this day, your pet's all good, no extra charge, here you go. I was like, finally. So it was like super stressful when they were like, oh yeah, your cat can go with you. I was like super stressed instantly, but we got it resolved, so sheesh. Yeah, that was ugh. That was bad. Would an IRL stream as you're moving, like a documentary, be too much work? I don't know, Krim. I've kind of been thinking about it. I do want to do like a new house video, because I don't know if you've seen it, but I have like one when we just moved to this place, or a couple of weeks after we moved. I did like a little tour where I showed the house. So definitely thinking of doing something like that, but I'm not sure what I'll do. I think I'm definitely not filming anything during my flight and everything, because I'm gonna be so fucking stressed with Big Boss in the bag, and the bag. I feel like the bag's a little bit too small for him. He'll be fine because it's only half a day that he's gonna have to be in it, but they're like, he's not allowed to drink anything. He's not allowed to eat anything because they don't want him to poop or pee or barf or anything, probably from stress. So he's gonna be hungry and thirsty, being in a bag in an environment that he doesn't know. It's gonna be super scary. I'm gonna be so stressed, but he should be fine. Yeah, I don't think I want to And of course I'm traveling with my computer as well, so I'm gonna be worried about like parts breaking and my cat dying of stress basically. So I think I'm gonna be busy enough with that. He is a very big cat. Yeah, I wanna just have him with me because otherwise I'll be too stressed. But at the same time, yeah, this airline especially apparently has really small measurements of what's allowed to bring your cat or pet. And apparently the maximum weight for the pet is and the bag, including the bag, is 8 kilos, and Big Boss is 7.5 kilos. He's a big cat. But he got approved and I got the right bag and everything, so it should be fine. He's a big boss, yeah. When do you plan to play Rise of the Tomb Raider? Soon. Solitude, thank you. Definitely soon. God of War is going on right now. I think once I finish that, I'll get around to it. But there's no date on Shadow yet, is there? That's like the end of the year or something, or at the earliest, isn't it? Not planning on a hangout, no, Rich, when I'm back. Definitely not the first couple months. It's just gonna be just me getting back into the flow of things, settling, and of course Pike is gonna embark on his streamer journey. He has full-time job right now, but once we move, he's gonna give streaming a shot as well, so he's gonna be streaming pretty much daily as well. Around me or at the same time. I'm not really sure how we're gonna do it. But I also have to just get used to that whole situation of like us both working at home and seeing what works. Easily moddable. The Wii U? Is it? Huh. I only know the Wii is super easy. I do talk during cutscenes though, but maybe not that much. Solid. Yes, I am original from the Netherlands, yes. I am the true OG from the Netherlands. Yeah, no, I'm Dutch. I'm 100% Dutch. I'm not half anything. People sometimes ask me if I'm like half Japanese or something. But it's just from studying. I have a master's degree in Japanese. I've studied it for 6 years. And now I've lived here for 5 years, so that kind of explains how I got to the level that I'm at. I'm not trying to overtake cutscene, that's true. Yeah, I do give the game its moment. If I'm in the mood. If I think I'm gonna miss Japanese lifestyle, at the moment, I don't think I will, but I'm sure there's gonna be something that I'm gonna miss, but I just don't know what it is yet. But at the moment, I'm pretty much a hermit anyway. I'm at home a lot. I don't go outside much. I do hang out with friends, but they're American friends or Canadian friends or other English teachers that live in this area. So we don't really have many Japanese friends. So I feel like I'm gonna miss my friends here, but at the same time, like, I have friends in the Netherlands that I haven't seen in ages, so I don't know. I'm just looking very much forward to silly stuff in the Netherlands, like having central heating, the summers not being too hot, just nice cool summers, and the weather not being like, just not being overly hot, but it also like rains a lot. I don't know, I really don't mind that. Dutch candy, of course, Dutch cheese, just all the foods. Pike and I are gonna get one of those cinema things again where $20 a month you can go to any movie you like. It's like I was gonna say mihodai, that's Japanese. Like all you can watch. You can just go to any movie every day and it'll just cost you $20 a month. Like it's silly stuff like that, like small stuff that I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so nice. And having a dryer again, like not, so I can wash my clothing warm, because in Japan you can only wash your clothing cold. So it'll actually smell nice when it comes out. And then I don't have to hang it to dry, I can just put it in a dryer and it's gonna be fucking ready in like half an hour and it's gonna be actually dry. Stuff like that is really exciting. The laundry mats have dryers, but they don't really work. Like, you can put your clothing in there for 3 hours and it'll still be damp. I don't know why they don't know how that works, but it does not work. And in the Netherlands, dryers work. Can we send you presents for your birthday? Hopefully, yeah. Another cool thing about moving to the Netherlands is that I will hopefully have a PO box, so people can just send me stuff all willy-nilly, and then there's even a thing that the post office can send you an email if they got something for you, so super nice. So I'm planning on doing that, yeah. Yes, so you can send me games and presents and everything. Yes. Send me Skittles. No, you don't have to send me Skittles. I can buy Skittles in the Netherlands. Okay. Are you guys ready for games? Let me see. Well, yeah, thank you for coming to the Q&A.